On the 3rd of April, 1978, the towpath beside the Trent and Mersey Canal, near Barrow-on-Trent, looked peaceful, but on that spring afternoon, it became the scene of one of the most brutal murders in British criminal history. Lynn Siddons was just 16, a lively girl from the Sinfin estate in Derby. That afternoon she set out for what should have been a simple walk with her childhood friend, 15-year-old Fitzroy Brooks. A bright, smiling teenager with her whole life ahead of her, and her beloved grandmother Flo, who would later fight for nearly 2 decades to see justice done. Lynn was viciously attacked, stabbed 43 times, strangled, and left face down in a shallow puddle. Her body was found 6 days later, hidden in the bushes beside the canal. Within 48 hours, Fitzroy Brooks was arrested and charged. A vulnerable 15-year-old with learning difficulties, he initially confessed under pressure. But at trial he was acquitted and pointed the finger firmly at his domineering stepfather, Michael Brooks. Michael Brooks, a man with a known obsession with Jack the Ripper and a violent temper, was seen by many as the real perpetrator. Yet the police did not charge him. For 18 long years, Lynn's grandmother Florence Siddons refused to give up. She campaigned tirelessly, writing letters, speaking to the press, and gathering evidence. In 1991, the family took the extraordinary step of bringing a civil action against Michael Brooks. A young solicitor named Stephen Chittenden, who had represented Fitzroy in 1978, made a difficult moral choice. In a deliberate breach of client confidentiality, Chittenden released key papers to the Siddons family's legal team. Those documents helped strengthen the civil case. In 1991, a High Court judge ruled on the balance of probabilities that Michael Brooks had murdered Lynn, ordering him to pay damages. Nearly 40 years later, in 2017, Chittenden openly admitted the breach. He accepted a formal rebuke, paid a fine, and voluntarily left the profession, agreeing never to practice law again. He stood by his decision, "I couldn't have lived with myself if I hadn't acted." That civil victory cracked the case wide open. In 1996, at the Old Bailey, after 6 weeks of evidence and nearly 9 hours of jury deliberation, Michael Brooks was finally convicted of murder and sentenced to life. Deep in our hearts you will stay loved and remembered every day.